knows that I'm breaking down. Everybody knows I ain't faking now. Everybody knows my heart's vacant now. Yeah, she hates me now, I made mistakes, but now I don't ever wanna be alone. I don't really ever feel at home. On my own, in the zone, that's the only way I know. Feeling low, about to blow back up. Here I won't ever let the doubt creep in. Gotta pop a couple more aspirin. I don't think I'll ever let you in. Easier to break it off best friends. I don't really understand myself. I don't really understand, need help. I don't wanna be left on the shelf. Couldn't even hear me if I yelled. It's so cold outside, I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold outside, I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold. Break down, always feel like I could break now, but I never let it take me to that place now. I won't ever let my thoughts.
Guys, आवाज आ रही है। Oh, I get lost. But
Match found.
Then all it. HRT. क्या कर रहा हूँ? Bye. Open. Fish.
Match found.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Qatar Masters 2023. This is an open chess tournament with some of the best chess players in the world playing, including your favorites, Magnus Carlsen, Hikaru Nakamura, and international master Eric Rosen. My friends, we've had a lot of drama in this event already. Magnus suffering his worst defeat in classical chess in about 2 decades, looking to make a comeback. Hikaru, meanwhile, Chad, Sigma, whatever word you want to describe it, at the top of the leaderboard. In today's video, I'm going to show you a game that Magnus played against yet another youngster, a young Indian teenage prodigy grandmaster by the name of M. Pranesh. And Pranesh gave Magnus Carlsen a heart attack. And then I'm going to show you another game that Magnus played against an Indian teenage prodigy grandmaster. I mean, really, there was a gauntlet of these players in this event. Pranesh sensing that he could pounce on the world champion, not physically. Also, Magnus is technically not the world champion anymore, but you know, the best player in the world. He plays e4, and Magnus responds with pawn to g6. Pranesh is born in 2006. And Magnus's next opponent, Bharat Subramaniam, is born in 2007. I might have that backwards. They might be 06, 07. Magnus is literally playing a murderer's row of young, underrated players that are probably like...
No.
But what? That's an RM. भागते भागते मारा डैश करते करते आजा ये भाई डैश कर
teenage prodigy grandmaster attack. Teenage Pranesh champion pawn to just opponent. Have that backwards. They that are probably like 100 points stronger than their elo, if not more. Magnus plays the modern defense against Pranesh. He's looking to do this because he wants to create an imbalance. He would never do this in a classical tournament against a 2750. D4. Meanwhile, Pranesh is trying to prove that all top-level chess is a bubble because they always play against each other and they don't play against these young guys. So Magnus moves 3 pawns to the 6th rank. Let me tell you something. I don't know the last time that Magnus ever did this in a classical chess format, meaning 90-minute chess against any grandmaster. Really, I don't know. Bishop to e3, f3, and Magnus responds with this move pawn to b5. All right, he's looking to instigate over here. He's trying to dissuade white from quickly castling queenside and starting an attack. Meanwhile, Pranesh, g4. No hesitation. No hesitation whatsoever. Strikes back on the other side. And now Magnus has a difficult decision to make. He plays the move h5. He spends 6 minutes on this move. And already down about 10 minutes on the clock, he strikes with h5, and he's inducing g5. There is really nothing else you can do. If you take, black will just activate his rook. So pawn to g5, and Magnus plays knight f to d7, surrendering space on that side of the board, and likely not going to castle there, at least for a while, because if you just play bishop to, if you just play bishop to g7, and then let's say castles, then, you know, you're going to get hit with f5 sooner than later. In fact, you might get hit with it right away. So, f4. Pranesh already put his pawn on f3. The pawn on f3 serves the purpose of playing g4 and preventing the knight from coming to g4. But now that that knight has gone away and g5 controls the f6 square, here comes f4, and now he's ready to put the knight behind this absolute giga armada of pawns. Magnus rerouting the knight to the queenside and then firing a pawn away over there, forcing a retreat from Pranesh, and now Magnus seizing central space. Magnus has turned this into a very locked structure. Probably white has to push. It's not going to make sense for white to go here because here comes Magnus's h-pawn. The position makes a lot of sense. It's also not going to make sense for white to capture. He's going to have... Swiss cheese in the center of the board. Black is going to get the open file. Black is going to put his bishop on f5 or g4, and the light squares are very, very weak. So Pranesh plays e5. The light squares are very weak, but he's got a lot of central space. Black cannot move a lot of pieces. Bishop to g4, bishop defending, and now pawn to e6. Look at this. Magnus gets the light squared pawn formation. His light squared bishop is ready to perish for the betterment of his position. Pawn to h3, bishop takes, and now Pranesh plays pawn to h4. This move seals the deal on that side of the board. That's it. Black has absolutely nothing to do there anymore. The only thing that black has is this move pawn to c5. At some point, likely, that move is going to happen. If it doesn't happen, then white is going to play c3 and dominate. One more thing. Only white can move over here. White at some point is likely going to play f5 because either black will have to take like this and allow that, or black is going to have to take like this and allow pawn to e6 and the weakening of that side of the board. Now, bishop to e7. Pranesh castles. Rook to c8, preparing c5. Pranesh is right there already with pawn to c3. He is not being overwhelmed by Magnus Carlsen. He's not being lost in the moment. Pawn to c3 is a fantastic move and a very difficult spot here for Magnus because he is so restricted, but he is Magnus Carlsen at the end of the day, and you know that he's going to take over this game at a certain moment. So, knight to c4, Magnus's literal only active piece, the only piece in the position now alive that is not squished on the two back ranks.
Hola. Need a drop.
यार पीछे
Reload. Here.
हाँ अमन को
Here.
30 नो साइफर एफ के
Spike planted.
ये यहाँ से नहीं आएगा
Who said this?
This-
Cypher.
Last player standing.
Ouch यार
तो बस आने रहे क्या
हमारा सर
I don't like your
But-
noise, Cypher. Don't spy on me.
क्यों नहीं होगा
बढ़िया
अगले में भी नहीं होगा अगले में
Let's fly. I need healing. Thank you.
Let's go. कोने पे
अरे यार
पीछे से भी है
Player standing. Spike planted.
आज नहीं मेरा देखो ना फर्स्ट राउंड में है
रीमेक नहीं हो सकता अभी
Pity needs me. I can't be away for long. Let's end this quick.
टीम वॉइस और ये दबा रहा हूँ तब चैट नहीं हो
Joke's over!
Spike down A.
वन शॉट
अरे fuck यार नीचे हो रहा है क्या
Cover going out. Spike here.
दोनों
One enemy remaining. Player standing. 30 seconds left.
वाह यार
सामना
कैसे कैसे आ जाते हैं यार ये
इतनी देर पहले भी टाइप किया चल क्यों नहीं रहा मेरा
Shadows traveling.
Reloading.
Thirty seconds left.
कोई बैठ नहीं होता
Main.
Keep this momentum. Need a drop. Ultimate is ready.
फर्स्ट राउंड नहीं आया
Embarrassing. There.
अरे यार
Standing.
फोर वी फाइव हाँ
Regan. Those will not be easy.
Time to stock back up.
फ्रेम
Planted.
थिंक टिक क्लाइंट पे क्यों नहीं
Last player standing.
One is inside.
Remaining.
Unknown.
कट रहा है चलते हैं
Kick them when they're down.
Going C.
Nowhere to run! Joke's over! You're dead!
Outside.
Last player standing.
That's it. The enemy only looks from code. Nope.
नेक्स्ट स्किन कौन सी लेगा? नहीं खेल रहा भाई।
Cover going out.
यहाँ पे ओके
अभी तो रख दो।
Spike planted. Last player standing.
राइट। मैंने किया। ऑप।
The rats are so mean. Might as well give them to me.
Garage.
अगन
हाँ
What है क्या?
Player standing.
Look your enemy in the eye. It helps with accuracy.
Garage. No smokes. 15 seconds.
You will not kill my ally.
अरे यार एक जगह दो।
Last player standing. Spike planted.
Hey.
ए पे इधर पीछे
Outside B. Peek sage.
इधर की तरफ है इधर इधर
Peek sage.
Enemy
मेरे को उठा
remaining.
Nice.
Spike down. Mid.
कोने पे
Last round before the switch. Impressive. Impressive. Going B, going A. Play for picks.
हेवन है
Joke's over.
मैं हूँ heaven.
नाइन तक
Hunting C.
Going C. Spike planted.
Drive सकता है. Landing default.
Last player standing.
अरे यार
Switching sides. The symphony of death. I'm great to get used to it.
खेलना तुम लोगों को सरेंडर करके खत्म कर इस ट्राई कर लेते हैं इसमें क्या होगा रहना थी वहाँ पर
कहाँ से
अरे आ जाते यार 4v5 घुस जाओ भाई क्या ही करोगे बस मारो खत्म करो
As much as you will hurt me, it's mine, and I will kill to defend it.
सब स्टिंगर ले लो साइड को सही ये आ जाओ सारे आ जाओ अरे सही जा अलग जाके मतलब नहीं चार ही बंदे हैं अपने लिए तुम घुसो 2 शॉट जाओ एक मेरे साथ लाऊंगा
Down A. Player standing.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Still in the suit back.
Your backs. Just, from the front.
Defenders win.
Back ranks. Bishop to C1 takes. Again, Magnus has the B file and pawn to C5. That is literally the only thing that he has. So he takes it. Pranesh now thinks for a bit and plays king to H1. King to H1 is very much a waiting move. It's very much like, come at me, right? And at this point, given that the position has gotten so locked and Pranesh can't really force his way through, it's now Magnus who has to take over the game. Otherwise, it's just, you know, nobody's going to make any progress. Like, Pranesh can play king G1, king H1 for the rest of the game. He's fine with the draw. He's playing a 28-40. He's playing the greatest player of all time. He doesn't care if he makes a draw. So here comes Magnus. Looking to take over the game. Pranesh activates his queen. Here comes Magnus. Bishop to A3. Look at that. Look at that. Magnus only needed one file. There are 64 squares on the board. Magnus just needed 16 of them. He just needed 16 of them to begin operations in the position. He locked down the rest of the board. I didn't highlight A7. Pranesh plays bishop to E3. Why is Pranesh so ready to give up the bishop? Because all of his pawns are already on the dark squares. This would be a massive unclocking of his position. The best move here, apparently for black, is to just slow play. The computer does not want this move, but probably rook b1 is on the way, so Magnus grabs the bishop and brings his second knight, figuring he's going to put another knight on c4, and then he's going to bring his king or castle. The rooks are going to come down the b file. Pranesh plays rook b1. Magnus plays king d7. And all of a sudden, and just as a friendly reminder, of course, Pranesh could have, Magnus could have castled, but then you are leaving the king here while all these pieces are doing battle. You never know what's going to happen over here. You never know if there's sacrifices possible. So rather than doing that, Magnus plays king d7. King is very safe. And now, my friends, Pranesh blows up the board.
फिर से मेरी बंद हो गई.
Onto f5. He does not care that his opponent is Magnus Carlsen. He is not going to sit here and shuffle his king back and forth as the world champion, I keep calling him that, prepares the B file infiltration. He's not going to sit and wait. Pawn to f5. I told you about this move a while ago. It's a very odd move because after this, it looks like black is completely solid. But now white is g6. Now white has knight f4. White can very quickly fight back against all of those pawns. He's got sacrifices looming. Queen to d3 with eyes on that. Slide the bishop back and then take. Knight to f4, then take that, then take on f7, then, right? So e takes f5. That
भाई डिसेंसी कहते हैं उसे. वो बंदा जेन्युइन है. वो प्लेट पे जाके आया है. तुम भोसड़ी वालों, आयरन वालों, वेंचो. वैसे फैक्ट है, कोई हायर लेवल टच कर लेता है ना, वो डिसेंट हो जाता है. बाकी नीचे वाले अभी मैं गिरा पड़ा हूं और कितना गिरूंगा.
टीम थी. अच्छी टीम थी.
That also looks good, but e6 is not possible. Pranesh sacrifices a second pawn against Magnus. Very simple point. Pawn takes, knight to f4. Suddenly, even though you have all of that beautiful material, 21 points of material, there's nothing you can do. 6 plus 5, 11, plus 20 points. 20 points of material. Somebody's got to play defense. And Pranesh here realizes he has the time to go back with the bishop, preventing the only plan that black had. And now knight takes g6 is a possibility. h5 is falling. The knight reroutes to the center, and the g-pawn is a passer. Oh my goodness! Pranesh is dead equal with the best player in the world. Even though he's a pawn down, he's got a monster attack. He removes Magnus's knight from the board. Knight to e5 check. Magnus has to guard his... But here comes knight f7. Magnus is a pawn up, but it is hardly felt. And this pawn is 3 squares away from queening at all times. This is a 16-year-old teenager rated 300 plus points lower. Queen to d5 check, king to g1. What? Magnus pushes the f-pawn. Magnus's f-pawn is now also 3 squares away from queening. Queen goes back to f2. Magnus removes the rook from the board and plays rook to f8, trying to kick out the knight. But Pranesh leaves the knight because now queen to b2. That is very bad news for Magnus. Oh my goodness, Magnus now has only one move to survive, and it's pawn to c5. Simultaneously defending, simultaneously attacking, looking to get the bishop here, at which point white would be checkmated. The game is hanging on a knife's edge. Pranesh takes on d6. Magnus is down nearly 20 minutes on the clock. He takes with the king. Pranesh plays the best move, queen to a3. Simultaneously putting pressure here, opening up another front of attack. Pranesh is actually beating Magnus Carlsen. This might be Magnus's second loss to a 2500 in this event.
What's up, everyone? Welcome.
Simultaneously, of course, Pranesh could have.
Decency कहते हैं उसे.
In 2 days. Oh my goodness. Magnus plays queen to f5, and now Pranesh has an opportunity to win the game. He plays queen to a6 check. The black king is hunted. The only way to go is into the center of the board. Pranesh has a draw. Official. He can make a draw here with queen to b7, king to d6, and repetition. Magnus cannot go to the back rank because after queen takes a7, the rook gets in, and no matter where you go, it is checkmate. So it's a draw on the board, but Pranesh does not want to draw. He takes on c5. He does not secure a draw against Magnus, instead playing for a win. Magnus takes back on c5 with a check. King to f1. All of a sudden, there is no check for Magnus. The pawn cannot do anything. The rook is stuck behind the pawn. This king is out in the open. Queen to d5 by Magnus. And in this position, Pranesh is winning. This is Pranesh's opportunity to land a winning blow against Magnus. He has to give this check. Black is threatening queen to h1, so it's time is of the essence. You have queen b4 or queen a6. This is the right check. The king will run to this rank. Now you will take with check. And after king to d6, you give the same type of check, you get your queen back, and you continue with the game. It's a winning endgame because you've grabbed that pawn. Now, if after queen a6 check, black tries to guard, then there's rook to d1, king to c7, check here, and the very cool, calm, and collected king to g1, making sure there is no more check, and if black plays f3, he blocks his own queen, king f2! And that's it. You're winning. This is winning. The g-pawn is winning. White is winning. But Pranesh plays queen to b4. He needed to take a little bit of time. He hunts the black king across the board, and he wins the rook. He wins the rook. But somehow, despite being a full rook up, king to g4, the black king...
Good work. Bravo. Yes. Here.
One enemy remaining.
Heal you. No.
Player standing.
Kill him, bro. Very low.
Damn right we crushed it. Even as I was saying it.
तो पिछले राउंड नहीं हो रहा था ये?
Bonne chance, mes amis. Yes.
मैं नहीं तोड़ूंगा, चुप मर जा।
One enemy remaining.
Right here. Watch your eyes. My ultimate is ready. I got it. Reloading.
Brimstone, if you must leave, then leave well.
Here. I'll crush a radiant heart.
ट्रैप भी नहीं।
I have the spike. Spike dropped. Spike dropped. Gun here.
Here.
Do better.
चेंबर इधर है।
Here.
Go in, chamber. Get the kill.
One enemy remaining.
Nice.
Just high है।
He's in B. He's near Brim. Brim don't have gun. Go fast.
Last player standing.
Go fast.
Gun here.
Oh, 132.
Nice.
Hey bro, I'm Zenrix, a GFX artist. I design awesome banner, logo, thumbnail, etc. So do you want? Currently, I don't want. Thank you.
Need a drop.
My apologies. I think we should also bring the spike. Yes. Right here. Right here. Right here. Here. Don't hold back.
Let's spike it.
Reloading.
CT से one guy.
Bro, man.
PHOBOS.
30 seconds left. One enemy remaining.
Got the spike.
Seconds left.
Who's the old dog now?
Defense is a good offense.
Merci. Merci.
Reload.
No. No. Yes. Yes.
Oh,
You want to play? Let's play.
I had the spike. There. One enemy remaining. Your life won't go to waste. We're starting to panic. I can feel their pulse quickening from here.
Bravo. My ult is ready.
I know exactly where you are. One enemy remaining.
If you are not doing well, keep trying. Yes.
Timber, request phantom.
Does anyone have funds?
Ask.
Does anyone have funds? Merci. Merci.
I have the spike. Spike drop.
Bravo. Merci spike.
it's so big.
Player standing. Spike down B.
Counted on you. Up down. Didn't get down.
30 seconds left.
How are you, bro? Doing fine, bro. I am also well, bro. Anything else, bro?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back.
कल क्यों नहीं Valorant? Good. Yes, bro. I am robot, bro.
Last player standing. Spike down.
No dead.
30 seconds left. Seconds left.
अरे 105 पड़ी रहना को कितनी हवा चल रही है ओपन द गेट
Need a drop.
बाय ठंड लग रही है क्या आदित्य ठंड लग रही है ऐसे मिसक्लिक कल्ट हुआ
And the spike's still in base.
Bravo. I have the spike.
क्रॉसर क्यों नहीं दिख रहा मुझे आपको लग रही है ठंड
Fast off, ka-ching, little skr.
जब तो अपना वेट कर रखा गेट बंद नहीं है ये गेट खुला हुआ है
Does anyone have funds? Who will I spot first? here. Launching smoke. Take it down.
I know exactly where you
Last player standing. are. 30 seconds left.
I've seen it by Ron. Yes.
Please do not mistake my smile. I take this song very serious. Does anyone have funds? Yes. I think we should also bring the spike. Does anyone have funds? You want to play? Let's play. Yes. Rotating.
Temple longer.
Spike's down. Spike down B. You disappoint me.
Teleport's ready.
पर
Last
तो
round
normal नहीं हो
and a half.
Oh, raw input buffer off क्यों? मैं हर बार टिप कर नहीं कर सकता
Position now, alive that is not squished into the back ranks. Bishop to C1, takes. Again, Magnus has no, so he needs to give up the bishop. Oh, please figure it be. And all of a sudden, but then you are removes the good check. Best move, queen. Just Magnus in Magnus again. Did win and queen, and he wins the run being through Death Valley, arriving over here, and apparently just by the weakness of White's king, the position is not winnable. Black's king is completely insulated behind the pawns. White is up a full rook and is 3 moves away from making a second queen, but in that time he will suffer the fate of a perpetual check. It is on a knife's edge. F3 played by Magnus, sacrificing his own rook as Pranesh. He had to do it because if he tried to save the rook like rook to F2, that's mate. So he had to be very careful here. He gives up his rook for the safety of his king, and the position
ये देखो मेरे इसमें दिखा रहा है 8 बुलेट्स हैं जबकि बस 5 ही Valorant bugged.
planted.
वे शावर के पास साइड है
Last player standing.
नो 52
मुझे भी सिखा वैलोरेंट किसी दिन मत खेलो भाई
Win. Show me where to go.
ऐसा ना दूसरा
Yes.
Spike planted.
ऑल तो देख लो भाई
Pete's after queen c2, queen b1. Pranesh cannot escape the checks, and Magnus has no choice. This is not a queen endgame he can win. Pranesh is 2 squares away from queening. My friends, the game ends with a repetition of moves and a draw. Pranesh nearly taking down Magnus Carlsen up a full rook for a few moves in this game, but Magnus infiltrating with his king. An excellent fight. But an excellent fight, even more so when you know they're separated by 300 plus rating points. Just incredible. Magnus doubled the age of his opponent. 5-time world champion. Just unbelievable.
मुझे हंसी आ रही है यहाँ पे रियली डाइड बाय अ सेकंड हंस लो
Need a drop. Thank you.
Safety's off.
Lady and on the queen side with a4 and b4. King took 7. Then PROCRESSOR was on king. He fought off Magnus's plan. He infiltrated on the b file. The pressure was on Magnus the entire game. And he manages to hold the draw, running his king across the board. Just absolutely sensational stuff. And I got news for you. It did not get any easier. His next opponent is a year younger than Pranesh and just 15 points lower.
Just let them try.
हाँ पर नहीं बता अभी कंडीशन पर भाई मैं 6 किल था शायद 2 या 3 डेथ्स पे और अब भी मैं 6 किल हूँ और 13 डेथ्स हूँ
Enemy spotted A.
I know exactly.
Nice jump, nice.
पता खुला डिफेंड
Spike planted.
आप
Can Magnus fight off another Indian teenager? This is absurd stuff now. He has played 4 Indian players in the first 5 rounds of Qatar Masters. He plays E4. This one, an Italian. Subramanian playing knight to F6 and this kind of offbeat system H6, preventing white from ever moving anything to G5. Also, black has possibilities of G5 himself. Magnus castles. D6, A4. taking space on the queen side. A5 possible in the future. Also C3 and B4 possible in the future.
Tactics, keep it fresh, yeah?
At this point of time, I don't even. मैं blame किसे? क्या देख रहा है
Barat plays G6. Clearly not looking to be overly aggressive with G5, although it is possible. He plays G6, Bishop G7, and sets up like this. It's kind of like a Peer's defense, King's Indian style. Bishop on G7. Magnus, meanwhile, taking a lot of space on the queen side with A4 and B4. King to H7. 17 minutes spent on a king move. Just a preparatory move. Barat wants to play F5. He wants...
Their lives are so meaningless.
Don't dead. No.
अब आओ भाई.
You want to play? Let's play. Going A.
Spike planted.
यहाँ से मारो.
Teleport's ready.
सब मो. कुछ नहीं यार. ये देखो. The diff. जी भाई डिफ्यूज भी नहीं करते. You killed by shotgun long fire. VCT नहीं बोलता रहा है चेस. ऐसे आ रही है मुझे खुद पे आज बहुत ज़्यादा. तो भी हम on the headache. Phoenix मारा.
Rotating.
Spike planted.
टीपी टूट गया. सच में actually you got killed in worst way.
To
idea. Last man.
One enemy remaining.
Here.
ऑफ ले सकते हो
Race into the spike site.
I can wait for you. My treat.
Need a drop. Hey,
Right here. Gun here.
मैं नियर फ्रंटियर शेरिफ लेने का सोच रहा हूँ मेन पे ले लो now you shown some power by killing two भाई आदित्य है बहुत गंदा लग 5-1 था
Spike down B.
चलिए 5-1 था फिर तू आ गया और फिर मैं क्या बैड लक लेके आया भाई
One enemy remaining.
this place.
वही एक शेरिफ में स्वैम में चला था
Let's win and get out of here.
शेरिफ तो अच्छी है भाई बेस्ट है वो रिवर अच्छी है ये अच्छी है न्यू फ्रंटियर अच्छी बहुत अच्छी तो भाई कैरी कर दो मैं जिंदा हूँ
Spike down
क्या होगा
A.
चाहे साइफर ये
One enemy remaining.
लॉन्ग लॉन्ग मैं ई स्पैम कर रहा हूँ
That's not ready. That's not ready. That's not ready.
I know exactly where you are.
Ready.
चल किया
Okay, you know the drill. Stick to your roles and we'll crush it.
स्नाइपर शोइंग पावर हाँ
Here we go. Let's play.
भाई राइट है बता तो दो नहीं है वो गिव मिल गया हाँ भाई क्या कह रही है मेरा वाईफाई जब से ठीक ना है मैं बस नीचे से कैरी कर रहा हूँ सही सही कैरी तो
Enemy remaining.
गैस की साउंड अच्छी है
30 seconds left. 10 seconds left. The symphony of death. Don't worry.
डेट का डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया अभिजीत
That's not ready. Focus now. Eyes up, please.
Face smoke. Mic changing colors is kind of cool. Ooh.
Okay, but
Rotating.
hey, here.
Watching here.
30 seconds left.
Don't try. Kill planter.
Switching
कितने के हुए जीतना है उस दिन भी जीता वही वाले की बात कर रहा है ये ओवर टाइम फिर ओवर टाइम ऑपरेटर के
I need a drop.
लक अवेकन 1 2 3 4 5 राउंड जीता हूँ लास्ट जी कूदना नहीं था प्लांट नहीं हुआ लगा मेरा लक चालू क्यों जाना है
player standing.
क्यों जाना है
Enemy remaining.
अरे है बना ये पीछे से मरने वाला ओवर टाइम क्या होता है प्राइम वैंडल टोनी फैंटम मैं 3 स्किन से आज तक बोर नहीं हुआ प्राइम वैंडल बेस्ट है ओनी फैंटम अच्छी
Switching sides. Match point.
तीसरी स्किन स्पेक्ट्रम फैंटम लाइन बड़े लोग बड़े लोग अभी लॉन्ग नहीं आएंगे इनका खौफ है ऑफ कर रहा हूँ.
That's a good start. On my way. Rotating.
B2B आ रहे.
Spike down A. Last player standing. Spike planted.
Spectrum sound sounds so different, but
Switching sides. Overtime.
Snack time! Sorry. Only brought enough for me.
Someone get the spike.
Let's go!
by spike. चाटा तब गन को स्नाइपर से
Smoke, Brim.
एक बैकस्टैब आ रहा है, एक बैकस्टैब है.
He's low, he's low.
Here.
Comes A.
एक इधर है, एक राइट में है.
Switching sides. Match point.
डिफेंडिंग नहीं निकल. डिफेंडिंग नहीं. Long low.
That works.
सब काम आ रहा है.
Spike planted. Attackers win.
लेकिन क्या कैसे है बताओ, जब तक वो अपने पास नहीं है वैसा लेने के बाद. आई एम डन विद दैट ब्रो. बताओगे देखो मैं लिटरली जो मैच एमवीपी हूँ. क्या बोलते हो?
Attack Magnus. King to H7. He moves his knight out of the way, and Magnus sees this coming from a mile away, but he's still got to make preparations for it. Pawn to B5. Bishop back to A2. And now pawn to f5. Barath has fulfilled his plan. Bishop is no longer hitting a king. Pawn and king here. Knight slides out of the way. Pawn to f5. Take. Bishop takes d4. And Magnus striking back in the center of the board. A very tense position. Very different than the game against Pranesh. Pranesh, it was more of a maneuvering game. It was more of a maneuvering game in a closed position, which then exploded when Pranesh sensed that his position was in danger. Here, Barath with the black pieces is just going straight at Magnus, opening up the F-file. Magnus attacking in the center. Very tense moment here. The best move for black here is apparently this very obscure c5. Trying to just add another layer of pressure to the center, forcing white to make a decision. If something like d takes c5, dc, and the queen opens. If c5 de, then de and the queen opens. And if you try to, I don't know, take en passant, then this knight can come back into the game with pressure on the center. But Barath plays the human move, which is knight to f4, looking to land the knight on d3. I mean, who would not like that? Now Magnus clogs the center with knight to e4, with pressure on the knight. Pressure in the future to jump in. Also, knight can go to g3 and take that light squared bishop. And now Barath gets... It's a very difficult moment here for black because he can play g5, he can again play c5, and he can play the move he played in the game, which is d5. That is a monster decision because now you've completely removed stability from your center and you are purely relying on tactics. Magnus takes the knight. And now I think Barath realized if he goes here, his pawns can't go forward. Magnus will now gallop that way. The knight has no return. The bishop is eating granite. This bishop is eating granite as well, like I did as a child at the playground. And Magnus will go here, trade that off, plant the second knight in the center, and slowly outplay him. So Barath tries to go, hey, he goes crazy here. He takes back in the center. That pawn is completely gone. That pawn will be taken. It does get taken. Barath takes Magnus's knight, opening up his king, and he brings in his knight. But unfortunately, my friends, even if you just do the numbers here, take, white is up a clean pawn. The only thing that white has here is the open king that's not very good, but he can play rook to e5, queen e2, and barrel down the center with 19 points of material. Magnus will likely even win that game. Magnus just does something very simple. He just gets out of the way. And he keeps the bishop of the same color on the board. Opposite color would have been slightly a little bit more dynamic and imbalanced. Magnus just brings that bishop back. Pawn to h5, says, you can't attack me, Barath. Gets rid of this, and now he's going to operate in this position. He is up a pawn and nearly 1 hour on the clock. This is a very different type of game. Queen to e2, targeting that pawn. You can go here. Magnus knows how to play endgames. He goes for that trade immediately. Magnus probably has the endgames masterclass. If you don't have the endgames masterclass, you should go check out the free sample. You gotta know how to win your endgames. You gotta get a lot of you probably struggle in endgame. You get an endgame, you don't know what to do anymore. He does. That's why he's 28-39. Queen takes b5. This position looks like black has won his material back, but rook to b1. Magnus not even hesitating. Look at that. Taking that. Taking that. And in this position, he actually has a fatal knockout punch. Rook takes g7. He can sacrifice his rook, put in his bishop, and then get in on the back rank. If black plays something like king to h6, you have queen f4, queen f7. If black plays something like king g8, you have queen takes g6 and checkmate. But Magnus, he's not interested in all of that. He doesn't want to sack his rook, plays here. And now actually Barath could have played queen to d3 and tried to sneak into f1. Magnus was relying on this being a completely winning endgame. It is, but Stockfish claiming that possibly you could hold it. But I think Barath was almost ready for the game to be over. He plays queen to c1. Magnus guards his king. And Barath tries to sacrifice his rook to potentially save a draw. But king to g3 and there's no more checks. Magnus goes here. And let me tell you something. He's going to win an endgame up a full bishop. So Barath resigns. Magnus is fighting off these monster teenagers. This time, and potentially save a draw. But king to g3 and there's no more checks. Magnus goes here. And let me tell you something, he's going to win an endgame up a full bishop, so Barath resigns. Magnus is fighting off these monster teenagers. This time, one of them had no respect at all. I mean, he was like, Pranesh got a draw. I'm about to destroy this. Magnus said, no. I'm going to use all of your forward momentum, like in judo, against you, chopping it all down. Now suddenly, black was just out of attacking pieces. The game very quickly transitioned to an endgame. You ain't beating Magnus at an endgame. You're not going to do it. There was a brief moment there. It wasn't perfect. It was not perfect, but poor guy just has to play these 16 and 17-year-olds from India every single round. But Magnus back with 3.5 points out of 5. Meanwhile, Hikaru is just doing his thing. His opponent, Robbie Kevlashvili, Dutch Grandmaster, now I believe living in the United States. I played Robbie, I lost, but that doesn't mean that, you know, that really doesn't mean anything for this game. I was very impressed with Robbie in this game. Hikaru played an Italian. It was an E4-E5 game. They did this one trade of bishops, and then this trade of bishops, Hikaru opting not to take with the pawn because he already put his rook on E1, so that would just be stupid. Whereas Black did take with the pawn because he had no other choice, and also the rook will potentially be active on this file.
भाई ड्रीम भाई लॉक कर ले भाई Hikaru's going to rely on play on this side of the board. Robbie will maybe play for D5 or a king side attack and see what happens on the queen side. There we go. And now D4. Excellent stuff from Robbie, who has not thought. Look at his time. 1:35 on the clock. Every time Robbie makes a move, he's gaining time. Pawn takes, knight to D7. 4 minutes spent on that move, but the position is still very much in the balance. Very nice preparation. Hikaru plays queen B3, targeting this and this. Queen E7. Now, if you take on B7, knight DE5 potentially, and the queen is getting trapped. It won't. Hikaru's gonna see that, but very good play.
Its pain, it aches for redemption.
I'm gonna carry this. Or itna carry.
I need a drop. I need a drop. Cheers. Enemy spotted. Mid.
Here.
You fought well.
Oh, GG's.
मत मारना भाई उसको आने का
रुको, आने दो उसे, आने दो सही है।
ओए घेर लो
हमारा
Damn right we
नहीं है।
as I was saying it. When Jet says it, you know what, forget it.
ओ मेरे पास किसी का इनवाइट आया था। ओ ये तो साउंड क्यों दे रहा है?
आउटसाइड है।
हाँ, कौन आएगा? क्या कर रहा है?
Spike down.
दोनों चल गया आज।
Spike spotted A.
ये क्या कर रहा है?
One enemy remaining.
ऐसे
Ruin their day.
No. Embarrassing. Thank you.
बहुत लो है ब्रिज। हेडशॉट देंगे। नाइस।
Gun here. One enemy remaining. Spike down B.
GG.
Your life can go to waste.
नॉट AFK by the way।
You said this wouldn't be fun. I'm happy to blast.
मैं सबको दिया।
Yes.
फिनिक्स मॉली कर देगा वहाँ। Yes.
Joke's over. You're dead.
See. Spike down A.
चैम्बर विंडो होगा।
I'm watching here. Last player standing. Spike planted.
सौ 15 अगर
Brimstone. No. I'm watching here. For you. Yes.
ए
Impressive. Impressive. Last player standing.
संभल कर।
Spike planted.
What?
शेर वॉल बना तू कहीं
I
वॉल बना
know what must be done.
I need a drop.
क्या विथ ऑपरेट star coming see as you can
Down, C. Player standing. Spike planted.
क्या नो भाई
No more doubts. We're ready. Steady.
Nope.
hit है चैम्बर बैकस्टैब होल्ड कर रहा है ऑपरेटर मुड़ गया
Enemy remaining.
ऑपर glitch को
G-man ready for
what ओके देख
No. No.
it 120 extra
B heavy
extra 1 HP भाई अंदर घुस गए ये तो ये तो क्या मतलब होता है भाई आके
Spike down.
अबे यार
अभी
Play there for black. Knight to a5 instead.
शेर वॉल बना दे
Okay. Queen a3.
Player
Queen
standing.
takes. Now, that decision by Hikaru is crazy. Hikaru's gotta 100% be aware this is not terrible. That is one of the ugliest looking pawn structures ever. Ever.
shoot the bad guy.
Impressive. Spike planted. Standing.
You want to play? Let's play.
Prepare yourself. Fight 1 second.
सेज ब्रो कहीं पे वॉल बना दे यार, ए पे मेन पे या बी पे मेन पे.
Nope.
सी
Going C.
अब वो रोटेट करके आएंगे.
होल्ड करो. एक बंदा ए जाओ. रहना फिनिक्स, तुम दोनों भी ए जाओ.
Going in. Spike planted.
मिड पे आस्त्रा है.
But Hikaru calculates that Black is gonna suffer for a while, and he's gonna have to play B5 at some point. Otherwise, White threatens this, he will just transfer his pieces there, and the Rooks are gonna fire at these pawns for the entire game. Those pawns are gonna have to move. So that is where Hikaru calculates that AB is gonna be played. Now, the computer here says just play C5, wait a little bit, play B5 in the future, but it always says to play B5. It always says to play B5. And that is exactly what happens. Rook B8, Hikaru plays E5, and Black could wait. Like, he could go here, and then Hikaru might play Knight C4, and Hikaru might make a mega clamp, and then, you know, Black can play B6, but he's never going to be able to move past that. If
ये आते हैं तो कौन देता है? मिड विंडो. अरे यार, बी इनसाइड बी.
Spike planted.
Chamber 2.
Last player standing.
120 jet.
Cutting their reach.
Jet main. And is one.
Last round before the switch. Don't be cheap. Spend it all before it's gone. Forgive me. No. No.
Get out of my way.
A and mid.
Impressive.
Off your feet!
Impressive. Spike down A. Spike planted.
You are divided!
Player standing.
You're dead!
Switching sides. Need help.
Got this.
Finish close connect.
I need a drop. Cheers. I need a drop. Cheers.
Thank you.
Attacking man.
Reloading.
Nice.
There.
ब्रो स्टैक है ए पे स्टैक है 3 जनों का स्टैक है
Last player standing.
No, you don't. Triple, baby.
Enemy remaining.
Nice one.
You calm.
भाई ये बहुत कुत्ते हैं यार साला 3 बंदे अकेला सीजन में तीनों को अलग अलग असिस्ट दिया हुआ
Impressive.
तो मिला.
I need a drop. Cheers. Don't hold back. I need a drop. Cheers.
Enemy spotted C.
Planted spike.
What? Phoenix? अरे स्पाइक.
आजा भाई बाय बाय
Enemy remaining.
Vandal ले लो इसकी. What the hell?
Shine through there, lady.
Nope.
I need a drop.
No.
Cheers. I need a drop.
रहना भाई का रहना
Spike dropped.
भाई रहना मैं इससे एक्सचेंज कर रहा था भाई तुम ही ले ली
Impressive. Thank you. I have the spike.
That's spike.
गराज के अंदर स्मोक डालना हुआ
Spike down mid.
White is able to clamp that down. He's never going to be able to move past that. So B5, there it is. Takes. Robbie keeping equal. Keeping equal here. Playing C4. Excellent energetic chess. If 94, then 95. Now we have a trade happening here. Take. Then
एक शॉर्ट है एक हेवन ऐसा
Astra backstep है
अबे कोई तो कुछ हेल्प करा दो यार सब एक ही जगह जा
रेस कहाँ है
The last thing they'll see before they die. Lucky them.
भाई थोड़ा साइड में कहीं से बंदे आए हैं बताओ यार अलग अलग जगहों पे बैठ रहे हैं बार बार बंद भी फ्री हो जाता है
Right there. Let's start this party.
तेज ब्रो One shot, one long.
One enemy remaining. Satchel out. Satchel out.
Nice.
जी
Their lives are so meaning. No.
Yeah.
मॉडल आएगी
Yes.
Sandwich one. Last one.
Knight attacks the pawn on A3. Hikaru plays Rook D1. And now a big moment in this game. Hikaru threatens the pawn, which cannot be defended. The only thing you can do here by black is to take on E5 or to take on A3. Takes, Rook D4. But white does get a little activity in that position. Maybe Robbie was...
Still happen. Remember that.
I need a drop. Cheers.
Backstab. Astra backstab.
Here. Here.
सेज रैप कर दे पीछे आप.
So what I miss?
Heal yourself.
See, spike down. See, I have the spike.
Window.
Standing. 30
It's uncomfortable playing this.
Enemy remaining.
Oh, you thought you put up a fight? My ultimate's ready.
You're just like careful here.
ब्रिम वो सेज को दे दो.
Impressive. No.
Seज on.
No.
Get out of my way!
अबे बहन.
Reloaded.
Fighting there. Last player standing.
Position with this pawn and this pawn, and he probably was also uncomfortable taking on a3 because
Not a single life worth saving. Going in. No prisoners.
Enemy spotted A.
Smoke's down.
स्पाइक तो है नहीं. भाई
You are divided.
तो आ चुके.
Remaining. Killed.
138.
कहाँ तू ऊपर था नीचे?
नीचे था.
Grenade!
138.
Stay alive. Nope. Gun here. Gun here. Embarrass them. Spike down A.
Next.
Seconds left.
After rook c7, the knight's got nowhere to go. He can't take on e5 anymore. So Robbie in this position must have been inspired by some of my content, because in this position he sacrificed the rook. Reason I'm not screaming.
Match point.
Sorry, ears still ringing.
I've got you, bruv.
Going to.
You want to play? Let's play.
It is because Hikaru just took the rook, then took the pawn in the center after kicking out the knight, and he just is winning. I mean, it was. I'm not laughing at the decision to sacrifice the rook, but not all rook sacks are the same. That's I guess what I would say. You know, and Ronnie just had to buckle down here and take the pawn. He just had to. You know, it's much easier to move his knights than my knights. I wouldn't have even made it this far in a classical game against Hikaru. But unfortunately, the lesson here is sacrificing the rook does not always work.